Give him that dog. Get out and give him that dog. Show out and get him that mo. We letting it off, whatever the cost.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Aldershot for this year's Lawson Cup final. The Army's Inter-Corps Rugby League competition ends here today and it sees last year's champions, the Royal Logistic Corps, up against the 2024 title winners, the Infantry. Now, we have heard that the pitch here has been furiously watered over the last few days because it's another hot one, and if it's anything like Dorking for the semi-finals, it's a very hard and very parched pitch. But let's have a look at how those matches at Dorking, the semi-finals, played out. Some hard-hitting semi-finals there in Dorking. They took place last Friday, so let's hope the bodies have recovered in time because we're in for a cracking final here today. Earlier, I spoke to both camps. Liam, really hot day here today. How's that going to affect players out here?
Obviously, hydration's the key today. Rotating through as substitutions as well. We're just keeping an eye on some of those bigger lads that are doing the hard work down the middle, rotating them in and out as much as possible. Just trying to keep as fresh as we can do, and then looking after them when they're not on there, just hydrating them, plenty of shade, just keep them cool. I think that's going to be a secret.
Really tough semi-finals on Friday in Dorking. Have the bodies all recovered? Have have you got any injuries, or is you all good to go?
Yeah, so we've had to rotate out a couple from Friday due to injury, but luckily we had 28 on camp last week, which give us numbers just to push back in and fill them spaces that were required.
You were 2024 champions. You're up against the defending champions from last year, so expecting a really tough match up here.
Yeah, so we've had some really interesting games against the RLC across the years. I think this is probably the third time we've met in the final. We played them. We didn't play them last year, but we played them first game of the season this year with 2022 draw in round one. So it could be an interesting game today. Well, it will be definitely interesting.
Great. Well, have a great game. Thank you, Liam.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Tony, first to you. You are defending champions. How much pressure does that put on you here for the Lawson Cup final?
To be fair, I believe it puts a lot of pressure on us. People want us to fail. Obviously, the fact that it's man and Aaron's last game as well, so there's extra pressure there. But we've been in this situation a few times now, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
And Aaron, you know, it's a really tough day out there, but the semi-finals were tough in Dorking. You had this heat, there's maybe a little bit of breeze. How are the bodies recovered from that Friday match?
Yeah, it was a bruising encounter on Friday. The lads have come out through it well. We've rested well over the weekend. Done a bit of socialising, got back into training in the new week, and yeah, the boys are looking good. Looking forward to it.
Tony just mentioned it's both of yours final match in charge. So, any tributes you want to pay for that?
Quite a lot actually. I don't want to start naming people. I'll miss people out. Okay. But no, it's been a really good time being coach. Obviously, was players before. You know, it's been a long ride, an enjoyable ride, and hopefully we'll go out on a high today.
And Tony, just finally, you've had a lot of matchups with the Infantry this season already. Are you looking forward to another cracking final here?
Yeah, definitely. We've been the two teams knocking at the top of the competition for the last few years now, so we've got a friendly rivalry, but yeah, obviously me and Aaron are on the coaching staff for the Army, so we know a lot of the players as well, so it's just one of them, and it's good that the best two teams are playing at for the final.
Brilliant. Have fun today and good luck.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Now, as you can probably tell, there is a little bit of a breeze here today, but I don't think that'll do anything to cool down the temperature on this pitch. So time now for me to throw to commentary, and we're joined by John Knighton.
Well, thanks very much indeed, Kath, and a warm welcome to a baking hot day here at the Military Stadium, the rugby stadium here in Aldershot, where the Army Corps Cup final is about to get underway. The Infantry against the Royal Logistic Corps, the champions from the last 2 years, doing battle once again, and it shows where the balance of power lies in Army Corps Rugby League at the moment when you consider that the 4 semi-finalists here met different opponents for the past 2 years. So we've just had the plate final, the Royal Artillery losing 20 points to 26 to the REME, to the Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers, who were last year's beaten finalists. So all these players, I think, probably know each other quite well. And keeping a very close eye on all of them is my co-commentator here this afternoon, the Army head coach, Lee Paul Reintoul. Lee, great to have you alongside today, and I presume that obviously joining us on commentary today, you're able to have a good old check out the players in both teams, who you probably know pretty well.
Yeah, that's right, John. It's always great to watch the Lawson Cup final. You know, preparing for inter-services and things like that, getting our calling notice out and leaving some spaces available for after this today's fixtures.
I gather that there are quite a number of maybe other young players who you'll be keeping a close eye on, maybe in the run-up to the inter-services, who have already they've already sort of caught the eye.
Yeah, we've found some hidden gems in the first rounds of the Lawson Cup, and we give them an opportunity to play Tom Sefton a couple of weeks back. So we've been able to see them play again today. So, you know, let's see what the RLC and Infantry have got to offer. I
mean, how important is this RLC Cup, you know, the Lawson Cup, as a guide and for you when it comes to, you know, naming your squad ahead of the inter-services?
Yeah, that gives us the opportunity to be able to watch these guys play. I know some of the guys play civilian rugby, but for us to be able to get out and spread ourselves across the country and watch, that's quite difficult at times. So myself and my coaching team will have eyes on all rounds. So most of them are here today as well. So we'll just keep an eye out and see where we go.
They're keeping a close eye on things. Well, let's take a look at the two teams, shall we? And we'll start off with the Infantry, who obviously their coaching has had quite a lot of to select the team ahead of today, and they're very tough semi-finals, of course, on Friday, played in baking hot conditions over at Dorking on the pitch. We should say actually the pitch here is actually, it looks parched, and it is, but it has had a bit of water on it, and it's a bit softer than maybe it makes itself out to be. But looking at this Infantry team, obviously we're going to do our very best with the pronunciation of the majority of the players obviously are from Fiji, but we will do our very best with those, I promise you, particularly if you're watching in Fiji today. But who stands out for you in this team from the Infantry?
Yeah, you've got the captain who's playing prop today, Coro, Cold Street Guards. We gave him an opportunity to play at Tom Sefton. That was the first time that I've seen him as a coach, but leading up to that, watching him in rounds 1 and 3, he's really impressed us, and rightly so. He's been given the captaincy today for the infantry. And he'll have a big part to play, of course, in his role, won't he? Wearing the number 20 shirt there today, Quaro as well. And we saw in the plate final, very, very tight, 26-20 the final score. So I suspect this is going to be a tight match as well. Are there other areas of the pitch today that we should be looking closely at, do you think? Yeah, I think, infantry, they always make it hard for themselves leading up to the finals if they make them. They always go a couple of tries down and then the coach has a word with them and gets their heads rallied up, and they come back and pull it back together. So I'm hoping they don't leave it that delayed today. Saying that, I am infantry, but I'm here as an army representative, and I wish both teams the best. Well, you'll obviously be playing an important and casting an eye over the RLC squad as well, because they've got a couple of coaches, obviously, and Aaron and Tony, who we heard from just a few moments ago, who they've got a lot of players to choose from, haven't they, from the Royal Logistic Corps? Yeah, I work with Aaron and Tony, and same with the infantry coaches there. All them coaches there are involved in the army setup, so we get on quite well, and the players, most of the RLC players and infantry, as you can see when our army squads come out for inter-services, are heavily RLC and infantry players, and that's the reason why they're playing in the final today. And FK, the captain today, he's got an important role to play, obviously wearing the number 6 jersey for them today. Yeah, FK, he plays multiple positions. He plays for the army at loose forward, but for RLC, he usually drops in at half-back there, and he does a grand job, and that's why he's really useful for us at the army setup, playing at loose forward, because he's got that skill level with the ball in hand. And just sort of mentioning as well the Sefton Trophy, I think you did a few seconds ago up in Warrington, wasn't it, a couple of weeks ago for Armed Forces Day. We will actually have some highlights of that for you to see during the half-time interval, by the way, if you missed that. We had Kyle was up there covering that on Armed Forces Day. Similarly, baking hot day. The sun has kind of just gone in a little bit here, so there's a little bit of shade being offered maybe to the players here. We're expecting them out on the pitch very, very shortly. Is it fair to say we're going to be expecting maybe not a tri-fest today, but a really tight game? Because this game, make no mistake, this cup is really important, isn't it? Yeah, I'm hoping it's a tight game, and I think it will be. We just need to make sure that the discipline levels are low, which I think both coaches will have had a word with their players. And if they do that, I think it will be a really tight game. Okay, well, we're looking forward to that. Just to remind you as well of our officials today, our referee has been a slight late change actually to the officials here on duty today. Flight Lieutenant Jim Hartley has come in at the last minute. He was one of the touch judges, but he's taking over. Unfortunately, Dan Walker, I think he pulled a muscle out there during the warm-up. So he's unable to take his place on the pitch. So Jim Hartley is going to be the official today, with Guy Pallett and Brian Fleming will be the 2 touch judges. And as you can see, bang on cue, the players now coming out onto the pitch then. And we're looking forward to a cracking game. The infantry, of course, will be in their red, and the RLC will be wearing the white kit today, the white shirts. And all lining up before we get this match underway, this Corps Cup final. And as I say, these 2 teams have they're all quite familiar, aren't they? The 4 semi-finalists this year. Yeah, that's right, John. It's getting to the point now where it's a really tight competition, and all teams are fighting for that cup win. So the players just now to be introduced to the dignitaries ahead of this game, and we'll be getting underway very, very shortly. There will be a minute's silence which will be observed very, very shortly before we do get underway. But and it's a big day for the players, isn't it? I mean, it's a big rugby league day here. We've had 2 other finals happen before this, Lee, obviously with the plate final, and there was another final before that, wasn't there? Big day for Army Rugby League. Yeah, it's brilliant, and these players, they're all playing and fighting to get in the inter-services squads, and for some of these players it'll be the first time playing in a Lawson Cup final, so, and they've been rewarded with that by getting onto the calling notice for inter-services.
Now, you actually have the job of choosing the player of the match, I think, for the plate final, and that same duty is going to be applied to this game as well. So I think we'll be interested to know, obviously, towards the end who's catching your eye. Maybe you can let us know throughout the course of the game players maybe who are standing out for you, that we can follow and keep a closer eye on during the course of the match. But yeah, just those final introductions being made now, and I say for the officials it's an important one as well. And I think we're also going to be having what now seems to be the regulation break after 20 minutes for the players to take on some water. But on a day like this, absolutely essential, because these guys never stop, do they, once they start?
Yeah, that's important to get those breaks in, and it's also important for the coaches as well, because it just gives them that like mini half-time chat, so they can, if anything's going wrong, they can sort of rectify that and put that right.
So just the final bits being attended to as the dignitaries leave the pitch, including the chair of Army Rugby League as well.
Ladies and gents, we'll now hold a minute's silence who recently tragically passed away. Those that are able, please stand as the referee signals the start of a minute's silence with a blast from his whistle.
So we are ready to go. The two teams just getting themselves in a huddle, and big support for both these teams today. As I say, both of these teams have won this title over the last 2 years, so an awful lot to play for here. And as Lee mentioned, places up for grabs in the Army squad for the upcoming inter-services. And Lee, it's been such a tight competition, hasn't it, over the last few years as well? You know, it went to the wire, didn't it, the last season?
Yeah, and that's good. Services rugby, where you know, there's not just one team winning it or winning it easily. So for that tight competition, it could have gone either way. All three services won one fixture each, and it went down to points difference in the end.
So Leon Eckersley will be doing the kick-off. He'll be on kicking duties today for the Infantry. Remember, they're wearing the red with the RLC in white. And immediately a drive forward to make these first of these 6 tackles that they have, this set of 6 coming up. Good drive then from Ryan Green. Ben Ward getting an early touch. Ball spinning wide. And these Fijian players, of course, they love this, don't they? That's Vax on the ball now. They love this sort of open rugby, don't they?
Yeah, Junior Vax, he's one of the Army players. He's dipped in and out of the academy and senior team, so he'll definitely be one to watch around the back today.
Jackson picks up the ball. Listen to last tackle. So the kick forward then comes from a big number 6, who's FK, the captain. Having their first touch now of the infantry.
Yeah, I think the kick there, John, was a little bit scrappy. Maybe should have pinned it into corner, so infantry have gained some valuable metres there straight off the set.
There is quite a strong wind, actually, just looking at it, blowing as we look from left to right. So that's going to be interesting as far as the kicking is concerned, isn't it, later?
Yeah, infantry have got advantage there with going again, with that behind them. So hopefully they can kick well in this first half.
Sugavanu are going in there. Charge forward again from the infantry. Ball goes wide onto that left-hand side. Oh, and a loose pass there. It's collected, it's out of play. But there was some good movement there, wasn't there, from the infantry? Yeah, there was. The coaches of the infantry won't be happy with that, though. They didn't complete the set. But by the sounds of it, their infantry look like they've got the ball back. They have. And they've got a penalty by the looks, haven't they? It's so a real opportunity then, another set of 6 for them.
Let's see what the infantry have got to offer here.
Drive forward from Lutu into the 20, into the 22. Nice interchange, switching from into the middle, but well defended. Spun wide, goes out, and a chance for the infantry. Great drive, and it's going to be a drive for the line, and it is the first try of the afternoon. And it was Koro Levu who got the score. Sakovi Kovaro Levu for the infantry, and they take a 4-0 lead. That was some powerful play there.
Yeah, I think leading up to them, the 3 players before, you've got Sugar, who's playing 13 today. He usually plays in the centre, second row for the Army. So I think infantry are leaning on him on being a leader. He's a senior player, and it's just good to see him step up there and create that opportunity.
So just 3 minutes played in this first half, and already the infantry have stamped their mark on the game with a 4-0 lead. And now they've got a chance from Leon Akali from 3 rifles to try and add the extras here. And even at this early stage of the game, Lee, an extra 2 points, very, very handy, isn't it, to have those extra points on the board?
Yeah, get them points on board now, and then when it comes to the back end, hopefully them points will be needed.
But he's missed that, so the score remains 4-0 in favour of the infantry. But I'm sure that Liam Pickles will be quite pleased with the start that his boys have made.
Yeah, great start, like you say, off 2 back-to-back sets there and come up with a try. So, you couldn't ask for much more from the lads. Just one thing on the conversions there, that's one thing infantry have struggled with this year, just having an actual out-and-out goal kicker. So it wouldn't surprise me if you see someone else taking conversions today if the opportunity comes.
So it's FK who will get things underway, the RLC captain. Xavier Korobaviana, that's why we're going to call him FK. Okay. Very experienced player, of course. And he gets things started. Really good challenge to the ball. Referee has stopped it, and it was a knock on, wasn't it? So it's going to be an opportunity then for the RLC to get something out of this.
Great pressure there from Dan Coombs. That kick went off and he followed it up. 110% effort and being rewarded with getting the ball back.
It's the sort of thing you're looking at, isn't it? That sort of, contribution.
Yeah, that's what all coaches talk about, that 1% effort, giving that extra 1%, and if you're seeing players do that, that's exactly what you're looking for.
So they have the scrum. Ball comes out immediately. Captain has it. Goes wide to Andy Smythe.
Be interesting to see how the RLC go, because their main out-and-out halfback NK is not playing today, so it'd be interesting to see how that new partnership goes with FK.
Drive through again, brilliant work from Ben Matalo. They'll switch the ball across wide onto this left-hand side, and it's a great charge to the line from Mandrola, but he's brought to ground. Ben Ward. This is good possession, but they've had the 6 tackles, so the ball goes high into the air. It's a great challenge, and it's a great response from the RLC, and the man who got it was Andy Smythe there. Brilliant work.
Andy Smythe, yes. We were just talking about him before the game started. John, he was the one that played for UCAF this year. He actually played in the prop. He's in his preferred position today, the centre, and that's one of the reasons why. So, great follow-up, great try.
I mean, it was great work, wasn't it, from the RLC, spreading the ball left and then to the right. Then they had the kick, obviously, after on the 6th tackle, and it was precision stuff. Really, really excellent.
Yeah, they built the pressure there, John, and they didn't panic. Like you say, they weren't just one-man carries. They were using the ball, spreading the defence, and then when the kick goes up, the wing is isolated. I think there was 2 or 3 players there that challenged for that ball, and they come off with a try.
So great work from the RLC, and Darren and Tony will be delighted with the response that their players have made to bring us back to level. 8 minutes gone here, 4 points apiece, and it will be FK, the captain, who will aim to put his team ahead. Not an easy kick here with the strong wind that we've got, but I noted from the kick-off that he made, it was strong stuff, but he's just put that wide. So it's 4 points each, all to play for, and both sides already, Lee, have shown what they can do.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit. I'm not sure why Dylan Jackson's not converting. I've never seen FK kick, but Dylan Jackson usually kicks for the Army, so I'm not quite sure why that's happened. But hopefully FK gets another opportunity to get 2 points.
But we're back level then. Exactly where we started, and watching the plate final earlier, that was sort of nip and tuck, wasn't it? It was definitely going one way then the other, and level, I think, right until the last couple of minutes actually. 20 points each right at the end, and a winning try for the Remy. But here go the RLC once again. Superb drive from the skipper once more as they bring it forward too. This is a lovely run. Magnificent work.
Melly with the drive. He's been playing Army as well. He'd struggled with a few injuries, but he's back to his best. Played really well at Sefton, so great to see him on the field today and hopefully get some good minutes under his belt.
Had been slightly confused because he and Coombsy have swapped shirts basically, so there we go. But
Dan Coombs has just ran the ball in now.
Yeah, he's wearing number 12, Melly wearing number 11. They have swapped shirts, but they do it all the time. Here's the skipper again charging through. Ball goes wide onto the right. It's a touch forward. And they've just lost it right on the line there. So good defensive work from the Infantry.
Good defence. Some of them are already got their hands on the knees, John. They need to suck it up, get a bit of water on the water carriers and crack on.
I've got a strong wind blowing around the stand here as well. If it blows my notes away, then I'll be in big trouble, to be honest. But we have an opportunity for the Infantry to pick it up with a nice, lovely darting run from
And it's still going.
Tamane.
Nearly got him back for a drop out there.
Guardsman Samuela Tamane from the Scots Guards. Very confident work, very close to his own line. It's almost like a game of sevens at the moment, isn't it? With the way the lads are charging forward. And you can see why the Fijian players love playing rugby league.
They love contact, John. They love contact. If they can run it, they'll run it instead of passing. They just love that contact and physicality of the game.
Again, the chance through, and it's an opportunity for them to take the lead here, but brilliantly brought to ground was Lutu there. But the opportunity still there for the Infantry if they can spread the ball wide. But another great tackle. We're still going. The referee allows play to go on, and it will be another try for the Infantry to retake the lead here.
Never say die attitude there. You know, unlucky for the RLC. You know, Andrew Smythe tracked back there, made the tackle. No pressure again. Like the first set when they scored, the Infantry, Sugar, I think he had his hand on the ball like every player there, so, you know, well
Great
done
work.
to Sugar.
And the man over was Kurulevu in the end, number 26, getting the try. In fact, that's his second try of the game. And it restores a lead for the Infantry by 8 points to 4. It's non-stop this, isn't it? I'm exhausted already.
Looks like Infantry have opted for another kicker.
Yeah, a change of kicking. And we'll see who it is in just a moment on that far side. Taking his time with this. Lots of pace and power, but he goes wide eventually with the kick, so it remains 8-4 in favour of the Infantry team. Just saying who it was actually who had a go there with the kick. Yeah, Guardsman Tamane. So we might see a few people having a go at the kicking this afternoon.
Yeah, I think that'll be for both teams. But, you know, what an exciting start to a game, end-to-end stuff, and that's what the fans have come here to watch today.
It is. It's a good turnout here in the stand here at Aldershot.
The RLC just kicked the kick out on the full was FK there.
So it'll come all the way back again. And this time it'll be the Infantry to get us underway.
Not sure if they'll just tap it there, John, or will they go for the to get the meters and kick it out to touch?
It's Nanavu, number 14, who is looks like he's going to go for the kick, doesn't it? They could do they have done the tap. Decides to go to the left-hand side. Driving on his Driti. Lovely work from Sugavanoa.
I think Infantry just need to settle this here and complete set.
Yeah, they've restored their lead, of course, and that is something they'd have been very glad to do. Is the captain, Ngau. Oh, a drive through. Oh, knocked it forward though.
unlucky there. If they kept hold of that, I think he'd have scored. It's a nice play game by Infantry, but you know they've camped them right down in their own half. They've got to come out their own 10 metres, so difficult in this heat.
Yeah, well, that was Samuela Tamani, who was juggling the ball. There was a bit of a juggling act, wasn't he? He was sort of he had the ball one moment and then lost it the next.
Ryan Green's come for a break, and William To-Do has just gone on.
Well, we played 16 minutes. We're 4 minutes away from the halfway stage in this first half, when we will have a hydration break for the players. And given the amount of energy they've expended so far, that will be well earned, I'm sure.
If I was playing at John, I think I'd need a drip fitting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you need a drip fitted just watching it.
28 degrees, I think it is today whilst we're here. Yeah. So that breeze is nice and lovely.
It is a nice breeze, positively cool compared to what we've had. RLC trying to build again to get themselves back into this match, just trailing by a try. 3 tries we've had so far in this first 17 minutes of the match.
I think the infantry coaches are looking down there and can identify number 20, Raz, the big prop for infantry. Maybe looking at giving him a spell soon, or will they wait for the water break?
That's great work again from Nagau. To the 6 tackle, kick forward from Vax. It's well collected though by Akali.
It scares me that, John, when they let the ball bounce and don't take it on the full.
Well, it could go anywhere, couldn't it? Excellent drive.
Physio's one on. Don't know if there's a bit of blood.
Samiti Driti there is the man who's gone down.
Oh no, they were just changing ball, don't panic.
Little interchange is going on just ahead of, in front of us, but the infantry looking for a third try here. It's a superb run on that far side of the pitch.
Got some wheels on him.
He certainly has, hasn't he? That's the big number 10, or the little number 10, I should say.
Number 30, Raz has come off, and number 10's gone on.
That's Izzy Paley. Into touch. Good defensive work then from the RLC. And they will get the scrum. So 19 minutes played. If you're just joining us, our live coverage here from Aldershot this afternoon. It's the 2026 Lawson Cup final between the team in red and black, that's the infantry, against the Royal Logistic Corps wearing the white shirts today. At the moment, the infantry leading by 8 points to 4. They've got a couple of tries.
Infantry have kept the ball.
They have kept the ball, and there must have been some infringement went on in there. The referee that saw that we didn't. But here we go. Danger signals once again for the RLC. But they've pushed them back. Drive forward from Sugavanoa. Wide it goes. Real opportunity. They've surely got a chance of another try here. It's a push for the line, but held up right on the line. They're still going. They've still got they've got a tackle left, and they're over. Are they? Referee just
He's
looking.
Give it.
Yeah, he has. Well,
that's something that's you know, a dangerous player just scooting there when you know, they were all lined up. He did really, really well to get in there, but you know, sometimes you just need that rubber green and a bit of luck when it's tight games.
Well, Difficult to see who that scorer was on that far side of the pitch. It was a really good bit of play and some good hold-up play as well from the RLC to keep them at bay. And just sort of, it was again, actually, I'm told it was 26 who scored again. So that's a hat-trick of tries for Sakovi Koralevu. So brilliant work from him. So he scored 3 tries, and that puts the Infantry 12 points to 4 ahead. Not a bad start for the first 20 minutes.
3 tries in 20 minutes, and it looks like Leon's being given the kicking tee back. So let's see if he can add the 2 points.
And it's good. So Leon Ackley gets those all-important conversion points, and that puts the Infantry in front by 14 points to 4, and it will be time for the drinks break now. So they've certainly converted their pressure into points, haven't they, so far, Lee? Great start for the Infantry.
Yeah, everything seems to be going right for them, especially when they're in the green zone, when they're in the opposition's defensive red zone. So, you know, they're taking their opportunities. The coaches will be really happy with that. They're not wasting the chances whilst they're down there. And like I say, they're getting the rub of the green. It was hard for us to see why they kept the ball down there, but obviously something went on whereas they might have passed it back or whatever that may be. But, you know, they're taking them chances really well, and, you know, hopefully that'll continue for the Infantry. And
fantastic work, really, a hat-trick of tries so early on in the first quarter of the game from Sakovi Kovrolevu. I think we've got his pronunciation right. His family are watching, my apologies, but you'll be really proud of him, because the Irish Guardsman has got those first 3 tries for the Infantry, and with that one conversion as well coming from Leon Ackley, it makes it 14-4. And we're in the first quarter of the game, so the players just having their drinks break. They're not going to be on around for too long. I think in football they're getting 3 minutes for their drinks breaks in the World Cup. Nothing like that in rugby league, Lee.
That was a quick turnaround. They must have run out of water. Yeah, I know. I think what we need to start looking at is seeing RLC getting a bit more ball on hand and getting it wide to their edges. A dangerous player that they've got on the edge outside Andrew Smythe is Wacker. Real danger player, and when I went and watched him at the round 3 in Crossfields, he got 6 tries in one game. So, you know, they're the threats that I'd be worried about if I was Infantry, and I'm sure Tony and Moff have just echoed what I've said there and get it to their edges where they're dangerous.
So joining me is Lee this afternoon, is keeping a very close eye, of course, on these players ahead of being the Army head coach here. And once again that goes straight out of play, so once again the opportunity has gone for the RLC. It's the second time that's happened that they've kicked it out of play directly, so the ball goes straight back to the opposition, and that's not what you want, is it?
No, that just gives the Infantry more added pressure, and you know, they've got to RLC have got to rectify them. Like you say, you do it wrong once. He's done that twice now with the very same kick. So, you know, either change kicker or tell him to kick it a little bit more in the middle of the field.
And once again, it's the Infantry making ground with their 6 available tackles here. Ball spread wide. Good work then from Harry Lyles. Nice jinx from Dici.
Well spotted there. He saw Marcos on the floor and took advantage of that.
I love that little sort of hop on the jump that you get from Quoro there.
He's known for a couple of tries in a game, so hopefully he can get one today.
Well, Tamane just dropping the ball there, so the pressure goes off, and again they've not been able to make use of their 6 tackles, so the ball goes back to the RLC.
Hopefully they can find a little bit of energy there, because it'll be sapping it out of them doing all this defending.
Exactly, you work twice as hard when you don't have the ball as when you do have it. It's especially in the searing heat that we've got here in Aldershot this afternoon.
Great carry there by Abo.
Oh, my goodness me, that was a tackle and a half.
The number 4 for Infantry, Leon, he got rewarded with an army call up for Sefton, played really well, so hopefully we'll see him in IS this year.
Well, that's a decision down to you, I guess, Lee. Among I presume it's not a selection by committee, is it?
As long as he keeps doing them bone crunching tackles, yeah, I think his name will feature.
Okay, it's always good to have someone first on the list, isn't it? We've already seen some really excellent rugby league at this stage in the season. Obviously, I watched the Royal Navy beat the Scotland A team the same day, on Armed Forces Day. Very impressive performance there from the Navy, and I'm sure the RAF as well are building it well. And what we want is a tight, close competition. I know you don't. You'd like a very, very straightforward victory, but actually, from the point of view of the Inter-Services Championship, and rugby league has always been like that. It's always been tight and close fought, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think you always want to run away with it, but you know, like you say, it is good when it's really tight and anyone can win it, and it just makes it that little bit better if you do win.
Yes, you can enjoy the moments. There's been some great moments, of course, at Craven Park and at Wakefield over the last few years as well. But sadly, those matches not being played there this season. You'll be going to other grounds to play the inter-services, but bringing the game really out into the community in the north of England, which is always good. And of course, the Navy played their game at Burnaby Road this year. But RLC then driving themselves forward, looking for that was a bit of a fend off of a tackle there by Harry Lyles. Referee said it was fair enough. The 6th tackle comes up and the kick forward from Dylan Jackson.
Well taken there by Dritty.
Charge forward.
We've got an injury down here, maybe a finger out. Just going with a physio to get that put back in.
And he'll come straight back on the pitch, will he then?
That's what it is with rugby league players. Get it back in and get me back out there.
Yeah.
And we've got a breakaway again here now.
Nulamatu was the man who's having his finger replaced or sorted. And as you see on the far side, we've got a real chance for a 4th try for the Infantry here. And charging to the line is the big number 10, Israeli.
Yeah, he's held up there. He's going to bring him back 10 metres. Last play, 5th and last. Let's see if the Infantry can finish on a good one here. Looks like they're going to play.
Spreading the ball wide. Oh, that's a lovely jink and a beautiful turn from William Esavar.
Forward pass. But
he did all the hard work, didn't he, as well? It was a beautiful jink, you know, dropped his shoulder and ran round there, did Esavar, but it's pulled back for a forward pass. So, once again, the RLC survive.
Lucky escape there.
Trailing by 10 points as we move towards the half-hour mark here.
He's already called L, he's going to bring that back. It's nice to see William Tadua back on the field today. I don't know if he's been away just recently with Army Rugby Union across at America somewhere.
And so many of these players, you know, do cross codes so they can carry on playing. That's a beautiful pass and really well collected by Adrola, but he can't hold on to it, and The Infantry will claim it back, which they do.
The RLC have just been given a penalty there. I think one of the Infantry players took the RLC player out after he passed the ball, so bit of pressure here now for the RLC. Hopefully they can capitalise on that.
Well, they certainly made some ground onto the 20-metre mark. And they really could do with a try before half-time, couldn't they here, Lee, the RLC, just to reduce that deficit?
Yeah, I think what they need to do is exactly what they did once they got down there and scored the first try. Just build the pressure, don't panic, spread the ball, and hopefully it'll open up for them.
Adrola then being shoved back. Behind him is Jackson, and a charge through from Ben Ward.
Ben Ward captained the Army senior team at Tom Sefton.
Now, opportunity. Lovely jinking run, but brought to ground. Power going through, the big number 10 there. To Scott's Nicks, as we call him. Ward again, looking for the line, driving for the line, but he's being held up once more. I think this is the last tackle.
Really good defence. Can they keep it up and keep him out for the last play?
He's over, is he?
He's held up.
He's been held up, and I say terrific defence from the Infantry, because it looked for everything that RLC were going to go in for another try there.
They're looking a little bit burnt out now, the Infantry, with that two defensive sets back to back. Not a bad place to turn the ball over there for the RLC. Hopefully they can build pressure here and get the ball back in good field position.
Yeah, well, they've done well there. Infantry just to bring the ball clear. So that's a fantastic jinking run. This is magnificent work. Fantastic from Esavar.
Still going.
He's still got it. And the referee is allowing play to go on. And this is another drive for the line. Great work from that. Talk about relieving defence with attack.
Yeah, if I was the Infantry coach there, I'd be checking where the defibrillator is, I think, at this point. That's crazy stuff, but look, they pulled it off and they've got down the right end of the field.
They did, and Siaki made a brilliant run, and they've turned this into a real opportunity now to add a fourth try before half-time.
Three-man overlap there, well scrambled back by the RLC. Fifth and last tackle here.
But they've still got the momentum, and comes down, so that'll be ball hand back there to the RLC. But this game has swung from one end to the other, hasn't it, in the last few minutes, Lee? It's been so exciting.
That's it, John. You know, I think Infantry will be really happy with that. They brought that off their own try line and they've finished the set on their try line. So, you know, you couldn't ask for much more. Hopefully, again, now they can have a good defensive set. And what we say in Rugby League is if you can make 2 tackles in the 10 metres and another 2 up to the 20 metres, they've only made 4 tackles in 20 metres. That's a win set defensively.
It's a knock-on. Just couldn't quite hold on to it, could he? Could Ben Ward, and so a few changes being made. There is an injury, and that's sad to see. The man going off, I think it is Lutu, is it? Who's having to go off? Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah, he's having to leave the field, so he's gone off.
And Archie Sawyer's gone on.
Yep.
1 Rifles.
Wearing number 15. And of course these are interchanges so that they can come and go as is needed throughout the course of Rugby League. No longer a 13-a-side game, is it, Lee?
Army are really always known for at the back end of the game having no subs left due to injuries and stuff, so he spilled it on the first play.
That'll come back, won't it? That won't be a try. Much that they would have liked it. 33 minutes gone here.
You know, and looking at the scoreboard, only 14 points to 4. You know, the RLC, one try, like you say, before half-time brings them right back in the game and really close.
Yeah, 10 points looks a lot, but actually it isn't at all, really, when you consider that, you know, 2 of those points are a conversion. And as you said right at the beginning, you know, you get a couple of conversions, it's worth another try, isn't it? Yeah,
if they'd have got the 2 they missed, Infantry, you know, they're you know, 18-4 up. Well, like you say, if the RLC had kicked theirs, they'd have been 6. So it's all ace, ain't it? Let's just see how this pans out the rest of this half.
RLC then pick it up and man brought to the ground is Wacker. You're watching in Fiji. A very good afternoon to you. Well, it's probably just as hot here in Hampshire as it is in Fiji today.
And as we say in Fiji, John, Bula.
Bula. A warm welcome to you. Great to have you with us today. And apologies if my pronunciation of the Fijian players isn't up to the normal standard, but we're doing our very best here, I promise you.
Bit of an offing kick there. Let's see where this goes. Well taken.
Brilliantly collected by Nanuvu.
Again, I think the RLC could have done with getting that downfield, just kicking up, and it just went anywhere. And you know, Infantry have gained lots of metres there.
They have, and once again, it's William Esava, who's such a slippery customer, isn't he? You know, he's not the tallest of lads, but my word, he can motor.
It's the first time I've seen him play, John, so, you know...
You must have been impressed.
Yeah, there might be a little slot for him to get on the Army development.
And if you make it into Army development, who knows where that can lead. Here, talking about where it can lead, it looks like it's going to be another try. It is going to be another try for the Infantry, and it's that man again who has gone over for his 4th try. It's Sakovi Koralevu who has gone over, and that is yet another try for the Infantry. He is absolutely bagging it today.
Again, he's not a player that I've seen, John, so I think both wingers or both edges here need to keep that up. And again, he scored it right under the stick, so that should be an easy 2 points for Leon here.
Well, we did say at the beginning that one of the perks of your job today, Lee, is to check out new talent. And a man who's scored 4 tries in the first 36 minutes of the game, well, he's worth taking a look at, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not doing too bad, is he?
Fantastic performance from them, and that has pushed the Infantry ahead now to 18 points to 4, with every possibility that Leon Ackley can add the extras here to make it 20 points to 4. And I suppose if you look back on this first half, they're worth that lead, aren't they, the Infantry?
Yeah, definitely, like you say, and I keep saying it, they're taking the chances when there's opportunities there, and they're not bombing them or bombing too many. So, you know, they need to keep that up. You know, everyone knows how rugby league the game swings. So, you know, RLC need a bit of second wind here and see what happens.
Well, Liam Pickles will be absolutely delighted with the way that his players have taken the chances that they've had and defended so well. They were, you know, literally they were right on their line. They pulled it up to the other end in their 6 tackles. Very nearly scored a try there, but they have really taken their chances. And we've seen a couple of times with the RLC where, you know, direct kicks have gone straight out of play. It's those sort of things that you look back on a half and think, well, actually, we need to improve on that.
Yeah, Liam, like you say, he'll be an happy coach, and I've been working closely with Liam for a few years now. Liam was the assistant for me when I was the infantry coach, and then he took over when I left, and now he's had his first camp with us at Sefton, and he's now assisting in the Army setup. So it's great to see him enjoying himself out there.
Well, just a couple of minutes left in this first half then, with the RLC trailing now by 16 points, 20 points to 4 in favour of the Infantry here. Looking very confident, this Infantry team, of course, and they will have that confidence of that lead. That means they can relax. in the real sense of the word, but certainly in the playing sense of the word. They can actually start enjoying the game.
Yeah, they don't need to force it. They just need to stick to the game plan, and things like this happen.
And here they go once more, and this is Isava goes inside his foot in touch, was it?
Yeah, the linesman's give foot in touch, but I thought he passed the ball first. But yeah, we'll go with that.
William Isava from the Irish Guards. Again, another player who must have impressed you in this first half, Lee. You're keeping a very close eye, obviously, for Player of the Match awards later.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, the winger there, when he took on the edge, you know, you ask your wingers to back themselves and believe in themselves. He's tried that on the outside. Maybe next time he'll take that step inside and come in and just take the tackle.
As we head into the last minute, I'm not quite sure whether they took into account the break for the water in the stop clock, so we'll keep an eye on that. We may have another couple of minutes to go here.
And just looking there, Abo on the wing is holding his shoulder off that tackle. He's still holding it now, so hopefully he's okay and can continue.
Yeah, we don't want to see injured players, particularly with the sort of shoulder type injuries. A wild kick there. Did the wind carry it, do you think, there?
I think that lost meters.
So, and there goes the hooter for the end of the first period. So we'll just have the break in play, and there it is, indeed, the half-time whistle. And it's a commanding lead that the Infantry have got here, Lee, by 20 points to 4. And as we just said, they're well worth that lead.
Yeah, most definitely. They just need to stick to the process, stick to the plan. I'm sure Liam will be reminding them that, and his coaching team, when they get into the dressing room. As for the RLC, you know, they just need the rub of the green, and you know, this game can totally turn the different way in the second half. So you know, I'm really looking forward to the next 40 minutes.
It's been a great team effort from the Infantry, and particularly a magnificent 4 tries then from Sokovi Korolaevu to give the Infantry a commanding lead at half-time here. We'll be back, of course, for the second half action live here at the Military Stadium in Aldershot. But let's have some more rugby league action now, and we'll take you back to Armed Forces Day.
For the cars, get out and give them that dog. Get out and give them that dog. Show out and get in that mode. We letting it off, whatever the cost.
2026 has been a banner year for Forces Rugby Union. We've seen fantastic games, Twickenham, Kingsholm, and the Inter-Services Championship was absolutely superb. But we'll say that quietly around here, because this is league country. Down south, the Rugby League, we've seen some fantastic games involving the Royal Navy, involving the British Army. But up here, it's something different. Up here, it's more than just a sport, it is a lifestyle. And today, we see the traditional Armed Forces Day spectacular here at Crossfields, involving the British Army Rugby League community and the Royal Marines Rugby League community.
Obviously the Army Navy is the big one, but obviously Marines, it's kind of replaced the Marines versus the Paras. Obviously it's the Army development, so it's not the actual Army squad, so we get that. But there's still a big physical presence, and it's always a challenge, so it's good for our season.
I mean, like you say, that Army-Navy rivalry, whether it's Marines, Paras, or an Army versus Navy game, it bleeds deep, doesn't it?
There's a lot of things that have gone on over the years with the Marines and the Paras, on operations, but obviously in sport. And we want to just keep that legacy alive, really, and remember people that have been here and played it before.
With the Inter-Services just a few months away, a chance for some of these players to stake their claim for the big stage. If this was a tryout for the big stage, only one team snatched that opportunity. The Marines will point to a few of their key players being away with the Navy team, but the truth is the Army development side were faster, stronger and more ruthless. They scored plenty of great tries and walked away with a hefty 40-point win.
Yeah, you know, that was like a brand new team for us today, giving players an opportunity to get picked for inter-services. So really pleased with that. You know, we've still got a lot to work on, but we've found a few hidden gems there.
So after a battering between two rivals to start us off, we switched to another rivalry, the Mercian Regiment, the Duke of Lancaster's Regiment. Expect a lot of this. Physicality at its finest. For the Duke of Lancaster's Regiment, success was the only option, and a first half barrage of tries helped them on their way. The Mercian Regiment didn't really bring what was needed and fell to a 42-10 loss.
The Kings are coming up the hill, boys. The Kings are coming up the hill, boys. They all laugh at us, they all scoff at us, they all say our days are numbered. Oh, to be a king, victorious are we, are we? If you want to win the cup, then you better hurry up, cause the Kings are coming up the hill.
It wasn't just the rugby that entertained all the ages in Warrington. A number of community stalls and military equipment were on show, and even your friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man swung in to check it out. Back to the pitch, and it was time for the main event. The Army used a win in this fixture last year as vital momentum into the inter-services and delivered an improved performance in that tournament. They'll be hoping 2026 is a similar story. For G and Flair proved decisive on the wing as the Army reigned supreme by 42 points to 20.
We've always got things to improve on, and we know coming from the game we've got a lot to work on. We were great in that open play, but we know we need to work on our structure, and from we're playing the Army and the RAF, that's something we're going to focus on, take into services.
I mean, anybody who watches this footage will see the Army and see particularly that sort of Fijian pace on the sideline. It's frightening at times for the opposition, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. When those boys get running, you're going to struggle to keep up with them.
Obviously, looking ahead to the inter-services, we know the Navy's going to be tough, we know the RAF's going to be tough. Where are the Army at right now in their process to get that trophy back?
Yeah, we're not far off, you know. Look, I think all three teams can win it now, and that's what we want in a competition. We don't just want one of the services running away with it. So, you know, we're going in the right places. We got a good result in the RAF last year. A bit unlucky with the Navy. We're winning at half time, so you know there's no reason why we can't turn that around this year.
If there was a message that this result sends to the Navy and the RAF, what would it be?
Yeah, we're here to play rugby, and we're here to win, and that's something we'll look to do in inter-services as well.
In a disused military base in Germany, a war is being fought. This is Warzone Gütersloh.
We've got a wee lookout point here, so you can just get your weapons up and watch the enemy as they come on. We would definitely fight from this trench.
New capability for 84 Squadron in Cyprus. 2 new Jupiter helicopters have arrived to help with firefighting, support and surveillance.
HMS Dragon and RFA Lime Bay arriving in the Red Sea en route to helping secure the Strait of Hormuz.
Never ever seen or heard of anything like that happening. King coming down to personally promote someone, especially at junior rank. It's a privilege to be a part of a very special moment.
The cars, get out and give 'em that dog. Get out and give 'em that dog. Show out and getting that mo. We letting it off wherever the cost.
Well, welcome back to the Military Rugby Stadium here in Aldershot, bathed in summer sunshine here. Half-time with a convincing lead for the Infantry by 20 points to 4 in this Lawson Cup final. And, well, Lee, it's been a dominant performance, I suppose you could say, from the infantry in that first half, but the RLC, I'm sure, are going to come bouncing back in this second period.
Yeah, most definitely. I know Tony and Moff, like I've said before, you know, I've worked with both of them for a number of years now, and they'll have had a good chat there and looked at what they can put right, and hopefully they can put things right and get a few tries under the belt and make this a bit tighter than what it is at the moment.
I mean, fantastic individual scoring, obviously, for the infantry from Korolevu, and he's been, you know, dominant on the wing, isn't he? When we're going to see him on this near side this time in the second half.
That's the worrying thing. We've got another 40 minutes. Can he get a few more under his belt?
Well, he'll be anxious to score as many as he can, of course. And it was Andy Smythe who got the reply for the RLC to bring them back into the game at 4 points all. But since then, really, it's been dominant performance from the infantry, even in defence as well. They've looked so solid at the back.
Yeah, we just need to see RLC more in attacking areas, because we know they're a threat and we know they've got a lot to offer. It's just been giving them opportunities and earning the right to play in the right end of the field.
You're just joining us. It's the Military Rugby League, the Army Rugby League Corps Cup final this afternoon. The Lawson Cup. I believe the man who's done at the moment is Ben Ward, isn't it?
It's Ryan Green.
It's Ryan Green. Took a bit of a knock. He's on his feet now, very quickly being attended to by the team out there. If there's any question of a head injury, then he'll be off for an assessment very quickly. He's coming off the field. I presume he'll get an assessment now then, Lee.
Yeah, they'll sit him down, the physio team. You know, we've got a great team here at the Army setup, so they'll assess him, and they'll take a decision on whether he can enter the field again.
So RLC's 9 killer has come on. Villame wearing number 17 as a replacement, and straight away infantry into possession. Spun inside, it takes 3 men to bring him down. That's Othami Siaki wearing number 24. But once again, they're so nimble on their feet on the 6 tackle, but the kick forward will be collected by the RLC, and a really quick tackle there.
Yeah, I think Liam Pickles will be getting some words out there to the infantry there. They forced that kick again. It was a nothing kick and lost metres there. So RLC are in a good position here now, and hopefully they can get down the other end of the field. At
this stage in the game, actually, the next try is absolutely vital, isn't it? Because if it was scored by the RLC, they'll feel they've got a bit of a foothold still in the match. But if the infantry were to get their 5th try of the game, then it would just seem such a long distance, a long way back for the RLC here in this Corps Cup final.
That there's put RLC in a great position. There was a bit of a high shot there on Dylan Jackson. He's still down. Hopefully he's okay and can get up. But now if they kick for touch here, they could be 10 metres off infantry's try line.
Well, let's see what the skipper's going to do.
He's opted to tap the ball.
He's got the men there who can do it, and Killer going through, but tackled.
So the infantry have gone off a poor kick when they had the ball. Two penalties in a row, and just letting RLC camp right down there.
And I've got another set of 6 tackles here as well, so a real opportunity for them to claw something back into this game. The tap taken very quickly by Jacks.
Look like they've got the numbers left there. Millie on that left edge, opted to go right.
There's Ben, number 16. Now, this is really great work from Ben Ward there, and it's another penalty for the.
Yeah, he's given offside there, John.
Offside, yeah, another penalty then for the RLC. So they've really got to make the most of this. Ward's going through, and has he got the try? He has. So, as we just said a few moments ago, a try for the RLC, absolutely vital, and they've got that one through Ben Ward to bring them back into the game by 20 points to 8. And if they get the conversion over, that will put them back within 10 points. And suddenly it won't seem quite such a high mountain to climb.
Yeah, they're in a good position there to hopefully get these 2 points. He's put them right back in the game. Hopefully, if he does kick this conversion, 10 points behind, right back in the game. They've put a few wrongs right there, and it's good to see that it's getting a little bit closer to the scoreline.
So the captain FK is going to take this conversion. We should be within his kicking range here. If he can get this, it'll bring it back to 20 points to 10, and it's exactly what the RLC needed. Oh, he's put it wide. Well, that's disappointing, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Like I said earlier, John, I don't usually see FK taking conversions. Dylan Jackson, who kicks for the Army, is a very good kicker. He's out there on the field. Whether he's got a little bit of an injury and he's opted not to kick, I'm not quite sure on that one.
Well, he didn't, and it was FK who took the kick, and captain taking responsibility, but it's not worked. Anyway, this is a really good start to the second half from the RLC. They'll get a lot of confidence from that. Remember, there's only basically two tries in it at the moment, so they can keep the pressure on as they have done, and the Infantry giving away succession of penalties there, which surrendered the ground. Charge through again from RLC's killer, number 9.
I think the Infantry just need to watch out now with these back-to-back penalties. You know, the last time 3 back-to-back penalties in a row. You know, and if the referee keeps seeing that happening, he'll start simbing players.
Okay, and a charge forward now from Dems Todds.
RLC seem to have the numbers on the left. Here's Melly.
Well, this is a terrific response from RLC. Ball into touch.
They're looking a lot more fun, a lot more elusive there when they're getting on the edges. Like I said in the first half, RLC need to get the ball out to the edges where the danger's happening, and you can see an opportunity there. Just try on begging, really.
I think that the try has just put the spring in the step, hasn't it, back into the RLC, which is exactly what they needed, and I'm sure that's what Aaron and Tony were saying at half-time. Get a foothold back in the game, and you're giving yourself a chance, which they certainly are doing here. So 46 3/4 minutes played of this match. There'll be another break on the hour, a drinks break on the hour for the guys to take in some important fluids. It's the Infantry now then who have it. They've not really broken into the opposition half in this second half so far, and I'm sure they're not resting on their laurels by any means.
Yeah, I think they just need to get back to basics, play that boring rugby, get a good kick away, don't spill the ball.
Amarongo. There's Harry Lyles. Still going. Eventually comes to ground. Rasisu on the 6th tackle, kicked high by Tatamene.
Great return there. Again, a bit of a missed kick there. It just went anywhere, but RLC gather and get on the front foot.
And they can drive forward again on the 2nd tackle now. Andy Smythe scored the first try for the RLC in the first half.
Again, easy meters here. Another penalty there, and just inviting the RLC back down for try scoring opportunities.
Well, let's see what they can make of this. They certainly took full advantage.
Nice to see a bit of sportsmanship there. Yes, the infantry did realise he tipped him, but they held him and didn't drop him down, so that's good to see.
Now, what can the RLC train set do here in this second half? They've got themselves back into this. Oh, commentator's curse. Sorry, Lee. Yeah, it's been a good layout so far for the infantry in the first half, dominating the first half. But great to see the RLC coming back into this. I think we kind of expected they would, didn't we? We'd think that, you know, when you get to a final like this, you know, there's so much to play for.
And that's the hardest thing when you go up and you've got points on the board in the first half. Just keeping that mentality and keeping the lads, you know, just playing steady and not having to force it. And you know, I don't think infantry gave that many penalties away in the first half. Another error there from the infantry, and he's give a penalty.
This
marker's not square.
So penalty to the infantry. And so we did have a change in referee right at the start of the game. We had it's Jim Hartley who's looking after things. Flight Lieutenant Jim Hartley from the Royal Air Force is handling matters on the pitch today. As the infantry build themselves once again. Eventually brought down on the halfway line. Building once again, ball goes forward.
Loose pass.
Yep.
Too many penalties, too many errors now from infantry. They need to just smarten up a little bit. They need to get back to just one man in it up.
Yeah, this second half has been rather errors strewn so far since we returned, but if you're just joining us, a really good try for the RLC to bring them back into the game. They were trailing 20 points to 4 at half time, and they got themselves back with a second try to give themselves more than just a little bit of hope. If they were to get the next try, then it would make it very interesting indeed. And here they come once again.
FK there with a great run, and that's what I was saying to you before, John. He can play loose forward, so he runs like a forward but plays like a back with his hands. So, and that's another penalty.
Yep. Andy Smythe doing the work, and he gets the pats on the back from his teammates. And you're thinking, with all these penalties that are being given away by the infantry at the moment, that RLC have got to make the most of this. They need another try here, and they've got a great opportunity. So let's see what they can do here with this set of 6 tackles. Here's Killer driving through. Jackson. Ball
seem to be
out.
really bunched, the infantry here. 2-man overlap.
Oh, and well, did it go backwards? The referee said it was knock on. So again, disappointing from the RLC. What an opportunity, wasn't it, for them on that far side?
And that's the thing, in the first half, it was, you know, RLC was doing the errors and giving the infantry the opportunity, and they took them opportunities. It seems to look like RLC are getting the opportunities, but just not taking them.
Well, they're going to have to start taking them. Obviously the clock ticking down. We've played 12.5 minutes of this second half. And so far the infantry failed to add to their 20 points they scored in the first half, all scored by the same player as well, all scored by Guardsman Sokovi Korolevu.
And that's a loose carry. RLC get the ball back. Guardsman Dritty there took a good carry, but unfortunately the ball was dislodged and he's lost the ball.
There's a great spirit between these Fijian players, of course. They're all kinsmen, aren't they, really? You know, and probably all know each other from back home. Although they're in different units, different corps.
Yeah, they always have a good crack. It's great having the Fijians on camp. It's a great community, and they bring a lot to ARL, and you know.
And we love the singing as well, Lee.
Yeah, I love it. I embrace it all, and I like to incorporate that in what we do. It's absolutely brilliant.
So the scrum then, just inside the 20 metres, just inside this crucial half. And that's a lovely jinking run, and we are going to have another try for the RLC. And it is Vax has gone over, Urea Vax has gone over for the try for the RLC, and that has changed the complexion of this game completely.
Yeah, the infantry just a little bit of sleep there around the scrum, didn't break off quick enough, and Junior Vax takes advantage of that, nips straight around under the sticks, and it should be. I don't want to jinx it here, John, but it should be an easy 2 points. It looks like Dylan Jackson's going to take over the kicking duties, so let's see if he can convert this try.
You're reasonably confident then, are you, that he'll get this one over?
I am, yeah. Like I said, I don't understand why he wasn't kicking. I'm not the coach, so I don't know the reasons to why, but I think they'll stick with Dylan now. It's important to get this kick as well, John. You know,
they need
if they get this kick, they're only 1 score behind. If he misses it, they're 2 behind. But again, that's all advantage RLC. They've come out here, they've scored 2 tries. Infantry, a lot of errors, back-to-back penalties. It's just killing them at the moment.
And he has made the conversion. So that has brought the RLC right back into this game now at 14 points to 20. They're just a converted try from parity here. Well, it really has been a tremendous reply, hasn't it, from the RLC in this second half?
Yeah, a game of 2 halves, and like the fans, and what we want to see is a really tight game, and it's getting that now. It's getting really exciting. Let's see who can knuckle down now and come away with the next point.
But from an infantry point of view, they've got to stop giving these penalties away, because that has been so costly for them in the second half here. And all credit to the RLC, because they've taken advantage of that.
And that's what will kill them in the end, the discipline. And I said that right at the very start. Discipline's key, and discipline just by having that lazy arming or dropping the ball. Let's see if they can improve on that.
And you can see that straight away the RLC have got that extra spring in their step now. They know that they've got a great chance here. Charging forward now for them is number 14, who is Todus.
What a great drive by Dan Coombs there. Great carry.
I think that's an experienced head, isn't it, on his shoulders?
Got away with a forward pass there. Another good drive by Ben Ward.
The wind has dropped, but the pace has increased from the RLC, and well, they so nearly got over there. Andrew Smythe, he sort of picked it up and then lost it, didn't he?
I don't know where we're going to go here, because the infantry knocked it back, but I don't know if the RLC dropped it, so I think infantry may get the ball back here.
Well, that's a real let-off for the infantry, because again, some loose work from them, but
they're finding it hard at the moment, John, the infantry, to come out of their own 20. This is the 5th time, I think, in this half where they're coming out of their own 20 and they're just not being able to complete the set.
It's just an incredible turnaround, because in the first half it was exactly the same, with the infantry piling the pressure, going left to right on the RLC. But it's been a remarkable turnaround here. Great tackle again from the RLC. 20 points to 14 here. We've had 18 minutes of the second half. So we're very nearly at this halfway stage in the second half, very nearly at the hour mark here. There's a man down for the RLC.
William To-Do is on the floor at the moment. Yeah, the physio's run on. Just going to take a look at him. He seems okay. I think he's just a little bit winded.
Todd's down, just being checked over by the physio. And we will have this drinks break very shortly.
I think the infantry need the drinks break so they can regather, regroup and come up with getting back to the game plan like they did in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely right.
I don't think RLC will want the drinks break because they're getting a massive roll on now, and that might just stop them in their tracks.
This 2026 Lawson Cup final living up to expectations here. Both of these teams providing us with some great rugby.
The infantry just need to go direct, go forward, don't need to be playing wide.
But all it needs is a quick change in direction, and suddenly we could have the men in red and black pushing their way forward, as they're doing right now. Being held up, though. It's a good tackle from Andy Smythe.
His fifth tackle, he's going to get caught with the ball.
That's the try scorer. He has been caught. That's Korolevu.
That's 40 metres lost there for the infantry. There needs to be a bit better communication, getting that ball to the half-back on fifth and last so he can get the kick away. I don't think he was aware that it was fifth tackle.
Some of their decisions, that was a high tackle, wasn't it, as well? Referee happy for it to go on, but yeah, the infantry don't seem to be making the right decisions at the moment, and it's allowing the RLC to drive their way forward once more. There's Ben, and out right onto the right-hand side. Ben again. He's gone down.
Seems to have got away with that one. I think he slammed him a little bit onto the ground with his head.
Great drive for Dan Coombs again. RLC sensing an opportunity here. And are they going to go over? It's Killer.
Infantry one man past the post on the left-hand edge there. If RLC just ship this out, I can't see him not scoring. The infantry don't seem to be looking up and looking at the numbers on that edge.
This match has turned around so quickly. Here they go again. That's a lovely kick into the arms, and it's Abo has gone over, and that is terrific reply and a magnificent response from the RLC here, with Abo going over for the try, and that brings us back to 18 points to 20 now in favour of the infantry. Wouldn't have believed this one, Lee.
Yeah, like I said there, you could clearly see. I know it's easy for us to say that up in the stands, but infantry only had one player on the defensive line, on the try line, on that left-hand edge, so it was either ship it out or he opted for the kick. He pulled it off. Abo gathered and scored the try. So yeah, this is a really important kick to get them level.
Well, we've already seen that Dylan Jackson, he's back on kicking duty. If he can get this, it could bring us back to parity before the drinks break, presumably. And there's a lot of conversations going on now amongst the coaching and the players from the infantry. In fact, it looks like they're having their drinks break now. That's a very efficient way of doing it, isn't it, really? Get the drinks break done now while the conversion attempt is happening.
Yeah, he gets a minute for a kick anyway before he stops the clock. Yeah, I think the infantry, the only chat they could probably be having there is, can we have the wind back, John?
Well, yeah, exactly. Although, yeah, the wind, yeah, it's still quite strong, but it's just gusting, isn't it? It's not a consistently strong wind. I didn't think the wind advantage would play that much of a role, but when you look at the way this game has gone, the first half belonged almost entirely to the infantry. The second half, and you've got to say, a fantastic fight back from the RLC here. Conversion is missed, unfortunately, for them by Dylan Jackson.
And he is now taking, the referee's opted for the water break. Sad to see Dritti is coming off, injured, the fullback, guardsman Dritti is coming off with an injury. So it'll be interesting to see who slots in at fullback.
Yeah, he's done really well, and I wouldn't have thought any of these RLC players would want to be leaving the pitch at the moment, because they've all contributed to a fantastic reply in this Lawson Cup final.
Both infantry coaches, Liam Pickles and Calvin Arling, are just going over to have a word with their players. Tony and Moff, they're just regathering, regrouping, probably going to say a little bit more of the same, please. Let's see what happens in this last 20 minutes, John.
Indeed. I mean, if you, obviously, you've been in these situations before when your team's been in charge and then maybe let it slip for whatever reason. What do you think Liam will be saying to his players at the moment?
I think they just need to go direct. That's what I would be saying to the players. They need to go direct, they need to go straight, and they need to get that completion rate back up. It'd be interesting to see the stats on the completion rate there, because I think we've only seen the infantry down in the attacking area once this half. So, you know, you're not going to score points if you're defending all game, and that all boils down to, John, is the penalties, back-to-back penalties. Infantry have always been known for it. They end up coming away with something by a breakaway try, something like that. So Liam and Calvin and his team will be hoping that they can come away with a breakaway try and just flip the game back in their favour.
Okay, well, the clock stopped at 22 minutes 24 seconds into the second half. So we have around 17 and a half minutes left of this Lawson Cup final. And it is absolutely anybody's game at the moment.
Yeah, they just look sapped of energy, the infantry, at the moment. The way they're coming up now, they're just, you know, walking up. Hopefully they can get a little bit of energy back into them.
You, of course, have got this job of naming the player of the match, which is getting more and more difficult as the game goes on. I'd imagine in the first half there'd be a couple of the infantry players that you'd have been very seriously considering, but in the second half, you know, we've got to be thinking about RLC players, haven't we, who've been absolutely outstanding, you know, and I'll leave you to have a bit of a ponder about that one, Lee, but they've certainly made a massive improvement, and well, the next 18 minutes will tell us who is going to lift the Lawson Cup for 2026. Remember, one of these teams won it last year, one of the teams won it the year before, so they're actually well used to lifting this trophy. And there's a man who knows all about it as well, Dan Coombs.
Yeah, I think Dan Coombs, Ben Wards and players like that are getting RLC really on the front foot at the moment.
They just look really confident at the moment to the Royal Logistic Corps players. Coombe again.
They just always seem to have the numbers on that edge.
They do. It's a lovely run again. This time it's Ben Ward wide onto the left-hand side. That looked like it was forward to me.
Let's give an hand over there to infantry.
Yep. And I cannot remember the infantry actually breaking into the RLC, certainly into their 20 metres in this second half.
Yeah, I think they did it once. They need to get back down there. They need to complete. They need a decent kick. I've not seen him do a decent kick on fifth and last yet. Here we are, open play.
Players to do it.
He's got some wheels.
He certainly has. Paralivu is still going. 4 tries in the second half. And he certainly relieved the pressure. And here he goes again.
And what a tackle by Andrew Smythe. What a tackle.
Work. Yeah. Well, he would certainly be on my list of players to look at for player of the match. I don't think he's done his chances any harm with that one.
He's done a couple today, as Andrew Smythe, and he's also scored the try. So, yeah, he's playing really well. I think infantry there just got a little bit excited. If they'd have just stayed inside and took the tackle, they still had a couple of plays to go there.
But it's the first time we've really seen in the second half that the infantry showing what they did with, not necessarily with great ease, but certainly with fluidity in the first half.
That's what I was saying, John. All it takes is for the infantry to get a little break like that, a breakaway try, and it just lifts them that little bit. If you look at the RLC now, hands on knees, struggling to get back. Oh, and there goes Abo.
Scorer of their last try. Again, another man who's doing really well, Ben Ward there.
Yeah, he's done a lot of carries today. He must be, you know, if he's going to go 80 minutes at 13, what an effort.
Absolutely. Scott's Nick. Once again, it's Andrew Smythe.
Everything just seems to be clicking at the moment, John, for RLC.
It does. Making use of their tackles. I think there's one left out of the set of 6. Will he go left or right?
I'll be looking at Wacker on this right edge.
There's the kick forwards. Put the player under pressure, put his man under pressure, but that's a fantastic pickup. He loosened it before he got into touch, did Karolavu.
Very lucky to stay in there, very, very lucky.
Did the ball go forward? The referee says no, but they're under a huge amount of pressure now, are the Infantry, with the RLC just 2 points behind here.
I think the Infantry coaches need to get the message on: play safe, we're still winning by 2 points, let's not gift the RLC any more opportunities down this end.
I don't think that we're going to have a massive points difference here in this game. I think it's always promised to be really close. That'll be picked up by the fullback. Nicole Chomolinski.
RLC getting the backs in there, letting the forwards take a breather, getting a back set in, and another penalty.
Well, these are proving rather too regular for the Infantry's liking here, giving these penalties away, surrendering territory, surrendering possession. And once again, the ball goes down deep into Infantry territory with another set of 6 tackles to come. So you really have to hand it to the RLC, because they must have been feeling pretty low at half-time, Lee, but they've come back magnificently.
Yeah, I think the main threat here, John, is they've taken the 2. I'll be looking at getting this to Melly now, the number 11 for RLC, because I think he'll take some stopping near the line.
No, they're going to the right instead. Using Dan Coombs again. Here we go. Got all the momentum. Drive forward from the skipper.
Penalty for offside. Did they look at taking the 2 and getting this level?
Well,
plenty of minutes still left to go. They'll probably, whilst they've got the flow of the game and it's going in their favour, maybe take the tap and let's keep going.
They've got the momentum. They've got another 6 tackles to work with here, Lee. So I think that what you say is quite right, and that's fairly obvious. That's what they're doing, because once again it's Ben Ward has pulled away by 3 players, and again it's a...
He's already said held, I think he's saying there, but there was a loose ball there. I think he's letting him take it back, Ben Ward, and play it. But just keep your eye out for Melly there if he gets the ball near this line.
Going to the left. He's going for it himself.
They had numbers as well. They had numbers. They had a 3-man overlap. They've still got that on the left-hand edge there.
And he's over. Is he over for the try? Yes, he is. And it looked to me like it was Abo again who was over for the try again for the RLC. And that puts them in front for the first time in this match.
Yeah, you know, what Abo did there was really good. He didn't get too excited when they got near the try line. He kept his whip. He hugged his touch line, the ball came to him, and it was an easy try in the end. But yeah, big raps to RLC there, building the pressure, not opting to go for the kick, and it's paid off for him. 2 in front. Can Dylan Jackson add the 2?
So they now have the lead for the very first time in this game, and it's a remarkable comeback for the RLC.
Yeah, you know, absolute raps to RLC there. They've come back. They've come with a different attitude. I don't know what was said in the changing rooms, but whatever they said, they just need to continue to do, because the way this is going, I can't see Infantry getting back in the game at the moment.
Well, they've lost all their momentum, haven't they? And well, if Jackson can get this one across and put 6 points between put 4 points between them and the Infantry. Then it could be very difficult for them to get back. I mean, they've got plenty of time. We've still got about 10 minutes to go, so I'm sure it won't be panic stations yet for the Infantry. But at half-time, they could never have imagined really that there would be such a fight back. No, he actually hits the post with the conversion attempt, so he wasn't that far away. But it's now 22 points to 20 in favour of the RLC. What a turnaround in this match.
Yeah, what a comeback. They seem to have a spring in the step. Look, there's 2 points in it, John, and it was the other way. So either side, they've got breakaway tries in them. They've got great attacking edges with flair that can turn this game around at any moment. So let's just keep our eyes peeled and see what happens.
Well, yeah, we're on the edge of our seats here. I think we're all going to be on the edge of our seats a little bit later on this evening, aren't we, with a certain football match going on there in the United States, with the possibility of England, of course, making their first World Cup final since 1966. But a small matter of Argentina standing in their way. But that's all to come later. I hope this has whetted your appetite for a great evening of sport. I mean, it's been a great afternoon of Forces Rugby League here at the Military Stadium in Aldershot, with the RLC coming back really from almost the dead. There were 20 points to 4 down at half-time. They've hit back with 4 tries in this second half, and they now lead by 22 points to 20. And what a run this is. Hands off several players. Oh, and again the ball's dropped.
He's always going to be dangerous on that edge, is Melly, and I said his time will come, and it came there, and he's done a 30-metre breakaway, passed it to Abbo. Unfortunately, couldn't hold on to it. That would have been him in for his hat-trick.
It would. There's a player down now for the Infantry.
That looks like Leon. Leon's down.
There's a call coming on quickly for some support.
I think they're saying to change him. I know he was struggling already in the build-up to this game. He had a little bit of a elbow injury. I'm not sure if it's that.
He's on his feet, but he's being helped away now from the pitch, and that's very sad to see. They recognised straight away, didn't they, the problem that he had. So
look where we are, John. We're here again. Infantry coming out their own 20-30 from a scrum. Will they play it safe, or will they go for the edge play straight away?
I mean, in a way, you get to the stage where they can't afford to play it safe, can they? You know, we've still got 7.5 minutes left, and they bring it using the pace and the power that they've got going forward.
They're taking the chances,
and you can't blame them for that.
And that's
a brilliant drive forward and run forward. Coro. And the man who's going to cross the line and score the try is Ngioro, the captain. Well, he's suddenly changed the course of the game, and they absolutely needed that, didn't they?
And that's what happens, John. They took the risk. They took the risk straight away off that scrum. They've said, let's go, let's play. What the Infantry like to call that is champagne rugby, and the coaches need to rein it in, but sometimes you just need to tell them to pull the pin and off they go. So absolute great try. Captain led from the front there. A little bit of a build-up play leading to that, but it gets them right back in it. 2 in front, kick to come, just near the sticks. I'd like to say there'll be 4 in front.
Well, we don't take anything for granted here, of course. It's Samuela Tamane who is going to take this kick, and just in front of us, just walking very sadly with his arm in a sling. Oh, it's always sad to see a player leaving the field.
Yeah, it was his right elbow that he was struggling with, and it looks like he's got his left arm in a sling there, so hopefully he's okay and he'll get assessed by the medical team.
On this bone hard pitch. So Tamani then comes up, takes the kick. And safely over.
Will the RLC go for a deep kick-off here, or will they go short and try and get the ball back, John?
Well, it's anyone's guess. We've got, what, just over 5 minutes to play here in this pulsating Lawson Cup final. It's been a terrific game of rugby league. I hope that you've enjoyed it wherever you're watching today. If you're over in Fiji, I'm sure you've been celebrating some of the magnificent tries that we've seen from the Fijian boys today. And here as well, I know that the Army head coach is pretty pleased with what he's been seeing today.
Oh, there's been some great individual displays, and you know, it's going to be difficult. Most of the coaching team for the Army are here, either coaching or in the stands. So we'll have a little chat after this. We'll get some players' details, and we'll get them added onto a calling notice. And
you've got to be thinking very seriously quite soon about a player of the match, and that decision has probably been made even more difficult now by the fact that the infantry captain has just made such a magnificent contribution there to basically to lift his team, to lift his players back into the lead again.
Yeah, that's it. It's going to be difficult to pick a man at match. I don't know how long you're going to give me, John. You just give me the nod, and we'll come up with a man at match. But you know, infantry here, they just need to play it safe. No errors here. Need to get a good kick and get them down the other end of the field.
Yeah, I suspect it's not me actually who's going to be demanding to know a player of the match. It's going to be the team down below us. We'll obviously be making the announcements at the end.
And that's a better kick, better pressure. Brilliant from the infantry there.
As the fullback Jamalinski is brought to ground.
Infantry don't need to get too excited here and give any penalties away. Let's just keep them down there.
Well, 2 tackles over. RLC now just holding on here for the first time that we've seen them having to do this in the whole of this second half.
Infantry are waiting for that second win. They've got it, John, just at the right time.
They have, and they've got this 4-point lead, but this game can change so quickly. That ball goes out wide. Was it a forward pass? The referee says go on.
He's got some wheels.
Yeah.
What a tackle.
It was a magnificent tackle there to deny Melly. But we have been royally entertained here this afternoon. Absolutely royally entertained.
The infantry players are offside. Yeah, I think the ref might have noticed it. Hopefully they don't give any penalties away.
Here they come again. It's both teams' total emphasis on attack now. It's a Droller there. They're just absolutely fearless, just ploughing into each other.
What tackle's that? I think he might have gave a 6 again and go over there, because it seems like they've got a really long extended set here, so I'm guessing he gave a 6 again. Oh, his 5th tackle now, sorry, my bad.
It's so difficult to keep count, isn't it?
I'm too excited to see where tries are coming from.
Here we are once more, the kick goes forward.
And he's played it that, will he give it back to 1? And he has. They've got another set.
Oh, so this is a real opportunity now for the RLC to level it here. Which way is this game going to go? Ben Ward. Acting halfback is Taduru.
Great carry. Infantry just need to keep their width. Don't get drawn in. RLC, Abo, you can see him hugging that touchline again. Will he opt to go there again?
Just waiting for it. Goes out wide onto that left-hand side, and surely there's going to be a try again. Abo has got his hat-trick, and this game is going all the way. The RLC level it again at 26 all. Well, we could not have expected a better game than this.
No, it's been brilliant, and you know, Abo there hugging his touchline, didn't get drawn in. You could see the infantry defence just drawing closer to them posts and just leaving that space there for Abo. Abo just keeps his width, gets the ball and goes in for his hat-trick. This is going to be a very, very important kick, and I don't know who's taking it. I think Junior Vax has got the ball. Dylan Jackson must be off the field. Yeah, so we've got another kicker here for the RLC, Junior Vax.
Well, Be interested to know what happens if it actually stays as a draw. Will they share the cup?
Nah, I think they'll go golden point, John. They'll have to. I've never known them share a cup, but you never know. I don't make them decisions, so we'll have to find out somehow.
We need to find out whether that's what's going to happen. Whether if it does stay level. We're literally into the 39th minute of this second half. Such an important kick then for Vax. Can he make it? If he makes this from this side of the pitch, it will be one heck of a kick, won't it?
It will, John. Again, I've not really seen Junior Vax take conversions, so he might be practicing in his garden. It looks short.
It hasn't got the length, unfortunately. So we are level at 26 all and with 1 minute left to play in this Lawson Cup final. Would you believe it?
That's it. I think Infantry need to get this kick deep, John, and you know, they've got the win behind them, so if they do have to go for the drop goal, it's advantage RLC. But yeah, Infantry need to make sure this goes very, very deep.
So I'm pretty certain that we will go to golden point if it stays like this, and we are literally in the last minute of the game. So
what they don't want to be doing is, John, is kicking this out on the full, because that'll be a penalty, and with that win behind me, I'd probably take the 2 there.
And it doesn't go out to the full.
He's dropped it, but he's regathered and it's gone backwards.
It's Andy Smythe, who's had a magnificent second half for the RLC.
No penalties here. That'll be the message I'd be sending on for Infantry. You cannot give them possession now.
We're just sort of checking really with
50 seconds left. I've just heard in the back there, John.
Yep. Here we go once more. Here's a man who could win a game. Dan Coombs.
They need to be very, very careful here. Give a penalty away. It's game over.
Drive forward again. It's a lovely kick forward, but it's just going to be a little bit long. Unfortunately for them.
Will they have time to pack the scrum, John, or will that be it?
Just 5 seconds left, and then the hooter will sound. And then we will see what's going to happen. And that is the final whistle. It's level at 26 points each. And we just need now to find out what's going to happen. Whether we are going to go to the golden point.
It'd be interesting to see what they do here, John. Will they turn around again, or will they flip the coin again, the captains, and see who picks what end and who chooses to have the win behind them?
The scores are up to 26-all. We're now going to golden point, extra time, 5 minutes each way, and then it goes into golden point control.
So 5 minutes of each way of extra time, and then a golden point if it stays level. So there we go.
Yeah, that's interesting, John. They usually just go straight for golden point. It must be in the Lawson Cup rules. I don't think this has ever happened whilst I've been involved with Lawson Cup, it being a draw.
Golden point straight away. 5 minutes.
Okay, fair enough.
Next to score will win.
Just to confirm then, we are going straight to the golden point to decide this Lawson Cup. And well, there'll be a lot of relieved rugby players out there because they have absolutely given their all today. You can probably hold off on naming your player of the match, but who have you got in mind at the moment, Lee?
Yeah, at the moment, you know, you've got likes of Ben Ward. He's carried really well. Andrew Smythe, I think, is really impressed. You've got the 4 tries in the early half from
number 26, isn't there?
Yeah, that was it.
Sokovi Koralevu.
I'll leave you to say it names, John. Yeah, but that's the one. He's
Sokovi.
really impressed.
It's been brilliant.
And Coro, the captain for the infantry, who got him right back in the game, he's led from the front today.
And of course, Abu's got a hat-trick now as well for the RLC too. So there's a lot of contenders here.
Yeah, that's it. Let's just see who can get the winner. Unfortunately, there's got to be a winner. So let's see who gets the winner. That could be the decision on who gets man at match.
Well, you can just see there's a lot of conversations going on down there on the infantry bit. The RLC players have gone back into the into the dressing room to have their team talk. And I can imagine actually that Liam Pickles is pretty annoyed because, you know, his team were 20 points to 4 up at half time. Now I know that in rugby terms is maybe not a huge amount, but they surrendered so much in terms of giving penalties away, didn't they?
And that's it, that's what let RLC back in the game, unfortunately. Discipline let him down. Liam's just taking a backward step, taking a condor moment. He's got he's got WO2 Nicholas there and Calvin Arling having a chat with the players. So yeah,
you can just see all the tries at the moment. But you mentioned that condor moment. That's going back to a different age, Lee. Back to a different age when people smoked pipes, didn't they, for a living? But here we go, players back out onto the pitch then, all those tries that we're just seeing, and we've had a hatful of tries this afternoon.
And it looks like the RLC are going to stay with the win behind them, so that, for me, that's advantage massively, having that win behind if you are going to go for the one-pointer.
5 tries each in this game, and 2 conversions. That's what it is. Nothing separating these two sides.
And it looks like the Infantry are going to kick off.
So they must have won a toss or something, yeah?
I'm guessing that, or they're just going to go with what was about to happen just before I blew the final whistle.
Well, it's a cup final, so we are into this extra time. It's golden point time, though. So whoever scores next will lift this famous trophy, the Lawson Cup, for 2026.
My counterpart down there, John Sam Montague, is the manager of the Army. He's RLC and he's looking a little bit nervous.
It really is about finding those extra bits of energy in a game that has been so energy sapping for both sides.
Just no errors from the RLC. Oh, and here we go.
Well, it's a great run, isn't it? Fantastic bit of ground created there by a killer, number 17. And
just hit round the ruck, just take the steadies, and then you'll be straight under the sticks for the opportunity to take the one-pointer. They're in an ideal position here, John.
And it's Dan Coombs who's made all that ground as well. Just a couple of tackles gone. That's a lovely jinking run, and surely he's going to go over and score the winning try, and it's a swallow dive at the end for Vax. Uriah Vax has scored it, and look what it means to the RLC. They've come back at half-time from 20 points to 4 down. They led in the second half.
Yeah, I think he fooled us all there, did Vax. You know, I think the Infantry players were staying tight round the rucks. They knew they were going to set up for the drop goal. Junior Vax fakes to stay inside, goes outside, backs himself, takes the step, and he wins the RLC, the Lawson Cup for 2026, John.
Well, it is absolutely amazing. A superb game of rugby league here. I really hope you've enjoyed it at home, because it has been a sensational match here. You know, when you bear in mind these hot conditions today, they've been playing in 28 degrees out on the pitch there in Aldershot, and, well, a magnificent reply from the RLC. It must be one of the greatest comebacks in the history of this competition, because they look, for all the world, dead and buried at half-time.
Total different team, John, that second half. Really exciting, and that's what we thought we were going to get from the start from RLC. It took them a little bit to get going. They had a good chat at half-time. They've come out, they've rectified it, and all that there's paid off for them. So, you know, I'm really chuffed to bits for Tony and Moff. I know they've been with his team now for a number of years, so all the best to them. All the best to all the players that have played today, not just in this main final, all the ones before as well.
And I know there's quite a few fair players who you maybe hadn't seen or heard about before who've impressed you today, and we could well be seeing them towards the September time when we have the inter-services.
Yeah, that's it. And, you know, I don't know if we're going to discuss man at match now, John.
Please do.
Is that what we're going to do now?
Absolutely, yeah.
I think Andrew Smythe there, who's done a lot of try-saving tackles today, is a lot of carries, defensive effort on his own line. my man of match today is Andrew Smythe of RLC.
Well, Andy Smythe, congratulations then, man of the match in what's been a magnificent team performance, actually from both teams. Let's face it. But Andy Smythe, he obviously levelled things with that early try for the RLC when they went 4-0 down in the first half, and I don't think even he would have thought that they could have come back in the way that they did in the second half against the Infantry. So Andy Smythe is our player of the match here, and congratulations to him. You won't be too bothered about that. You'll just be bothered about the fact that the RLC have won it.
Oh, look, John, there was some fantastic tries on display today. You know, one player getting 4 tries, Abo getting 3 tries, you know, but ultimately it's those little 1%ers what we chatted about at the beginning of the game, and I think Andrew Smythe gave that today. He gave that 1% effort. If you look onto the pitch now, he's got his hands on his knees because he's absolutely exhausted. 80 minutes of true, you know, passion, and that's what's well deserved for him, man at match.
I don't think any of those players have left anything out there, do you, today? I really do. I think they've all given such a lot, and thoroughly deserve the applause that they're going to be receiving here. The Lawson Cup is going to be presented out there on the pitch immediately, and we didn't need a huge amount of golden time, did we?
No, that was it. They took their opportunity straight away. So you know, again, all I can do is congratulate all involved today, not just the players but the people in the background that make this competition happen. The Army Committee, again, for all their support and efforts for all these players and getting these players out on the field. All the chain of commands that get these players released, you know, without them none of this would be possible. So it's a massive thank you to all them in making this a fantastic day.
Do you think that the Infantry, they'll look back on this game, they'll clearly analyse it, won't they, and they'll think we lost this because of our discipline?
Yeah,
penalties away.
Yeah, and that's exactly what will happen. They'll go back, they'll do a video review, and that's ultimately what happened in the end. You know, if they'd have continued to the way they did in the first half, we maybe would have been talking about different winners. But you know, that's what rugby league's all about, and you never give up attitude, and that's what RLC did there. So again, yeah, they'll review that. Infantry RLC, you know, over the last 4 or 5 Lawson Cups now are making finals. It's different to see back before I started. It used to always be the Engineers or Remy, so it's good to see these two teams getting rewarded for all their hard efforts and what their coaches are doing.
And you know what, these Fijian players have actually lit up this game for you, haven't they? They've lit up the game of rugby league in the military. There is no doubt about it, because they play with the flair and the love that we see when they play Sevens Rugby Union and when they play, you know, the 15-a-side Rugby Union as well.
They're just so passionate, John. They're just so passionate. They give everything in training, in matches, and you know, we're heavily Fijian in the Army setup, and I absolutely love it. And you know, hopefully may that continue for a very, very long time.
Well, just waiting then for the presentation to happen, and we just need to get a message through, obviously, to the powers that be below that you have selected your player of the match, and we'll just see if we can and let them. And just going to pass this on to Al and let him know who the player of the match is. That the man who has been selected as player of the match is Andy Smythe from the RLC, but I think all the players deserve huge applause for their efforts today. And as you said, there have been a couple of other games today as well, with I think the Remy scoring a 6 points victory in the end over the Gunners.
That was it. Another good game
in the plate final. And of course, those 4 teams, they seem to sort of rotate, don't they, in the semi-finals and finals of this competition over the last few years. That must make, in a way, your life a bit easier when it comes to looking at players and selecting them for the team, for the squad, for the Army squad.
Yeah, it is, and you know, this round especially with the finals, because you're getting ultimately the best players that have played in the competition. But you know, even Lawson Cup round 1 and 2, 3, we've picked players up that haven't played today, that have got an opportunity to put an Army shirt on. So you know, as long as this keeps growing, it makes my job and my team easier for the selection process, and you know, this is just going to be again fantastic again next year. Well,
I think very shortly we are going to have these presentations as Al just coming to bring his notebook to us, and hopefully he'll be announcing what's happening very shortly on the tannoy system, so that we know who's going to be the winners today. But medals to be presented, of course, to the winners and the runners-up here in this Lawson Cup, and just confirming that it was 30 points to 26, the final score here in what was an absolutely riveting game. If you've been with us right from the start, you'll have been treated to well, a rare number of tries here, but I did suggest it was going to be a close game at the start. It looked like it was going to be proved totally wrong by half-time, but this game of rugby league has a habit of turning things around, doesn't it, Lee?
Oh, it's a very, very strange game, and yeah, look at them, the RLC there, absolutely enjoying this moment, and rightly so. But also on the back of that, you know, Infantry, they're grouped together, and they'll come back. You know, it's not the end of Infantry, nowhere near.
Well, I think it's time for the all the presentations to happen, and so just waiting for the last few moments. As you can see, the players all in a huddle at the moment, and just thinking about their individual performances. We may even hear a bit of singing from the Fijians, I don't know. But,
yeah, I think they might group together and do a massive group on. Both teams together will sing a song.
Well, I must admit, this has been my final live broadcast as the editor of BFBS Sport before I retire. I can't think of a better way to have completed it today than to see such a cracking game of rugby league. It's been a brilliant competition, and an absolute pleasure and a privilege to be here today to see this game, to see the way that it's played with such passion and power from these players.
No, John, it's an honour for me to be stood here with you. You know, your last game, and for me to be able to stand here and do that with you, I'd just like to say thank you very much on myself and behalf of Army Rugby League.
Well, thank you, Lee. That's much appreciated. Players now coming forward then to receive their
to present the 2026 Intercorps Lawson Cup competition medals. Will you please welcome the Army Sergeant Major. First up, we'd like to ask the match officials to step forward and collect your medals. Please give them a round of applause. The game simply doesn't happen without these people, and they've been out here for 3 games today. That's a hell of a lot of rugby.
Never an easy game, is it, to officiate a final? They handled it extremely well.
Yeah, and you know, we talk about the players being on the field for 80 minutes. Some of these officials today have done 2 and 3 games on the bounce, so massive raps to them, and the game doesn't go ahead without them, John.
No, you're quite right, and they all deserve a huge applause for their work today.
And could we ask the captain of the Infantry to lead his team forward and collect their cup finalist medals?
So medals then for the runners-up. I'm not going to call them losers because they are not losers today. I think the way they played, they've acquitted themselves magnificently.
A few broken bodies there as well, John, but they've still come up for the medals. It's great to see. Like I said before, these will stick together, the Infantry, like most of these teams will, and hopefully they'll come back stronger next year.
We certainly hope so. They come to receive their medals, and I don't think our player of the match will realise that it's him. That's going to be quite a nice moment, isn't it?
Yeah, Andrew Smurf is a great lad as well. I know He struggles sometimes getting released, but he's here today, and that's the most important thing. And you know, inter-services, hopefully we can get him released for that, because he's an absolute quality player and he's someone that we need in our squad.
Yeah. There's certainly quite a few players today who will be thinking, I'm sticking a claim here. I'm hoping that the boss is watching. Because I think you're going to have your work cut out, aren't you, to you know, from what we've seen today, Lee?
Oh, most definitely, but you know, we're really excited for this inter-services because
Can we
myself
ask the
and the
captain of
management
the
team that have
Logistic
put
Corps
these players together
to step
and
forward
on
with
the
his
calling
team
notice
to
so
receive
far,
the
we
cup
look
winners
really, really
medal.
strong. As long as we can get these players released, we're really excited to what's to come in September.
So all the RLC players now stepping up to receive their winners' medals today. There must have been quite a few who were here 2 years ago when they picked up the title in 2024.
Yeah,
but there's certainly a lot of new players as well, newcomers.
I think as well, you know, just to mention for the other RLC players that were in contention for man of match, we just got to give them a little shout out. You know, Ben Ward, I've already mentioned, but Dan Coombs again, the veteran second row who got him on the front foot. So I'd just like to you know, mention those two as well.
And let's mention Melly as well, Abu, who of course got a hat-trick of tries, and Vax, of course, who scored that winning try, and didn't he celebrate at the end there?
Yeah, sorry, John, I did forget Abo, but Abo just does that every time he plays, so it's nothing new to me.
So you write him off straight away,
yeah,
do you?
he just
he's not included.
Yeah, that's what he's there for, wingers to score tries.
Ladies and gents,
yeah, well done.
Before we go on to the final presentations, the Army Rugby League would like to make a very special separate presentation to one of our very special friends. From Kells to KR, from Wakefield to West London. For more than a decade, this person has been one of the biggest supporters and advocates of Army Rugby League. After a full career in broadcasting, he's about to retire, and we will miss his commentary and friendship immensely. On behalf of the Army Rugby League, could we ask BFBS John Knighton to join us on the pitch?
I've been left free rein just to have a chat about John here. He's going down now to collect his appreciation of all the hard work that John's done in his commentary. It's absolutely great to see, and he's getting recognised for that now, which is rightly deserved. Like I said to John earlier, it's an honour for me to be able to come up here and commentate with him today, so congratulations to John and happy retirement, mate.
Moving on to the man of the match. A tough decision, but after someone scoring 4 tries, but the man of the match selected by the coach Corporal Lee Paul Riento goes to the RLC's Corporal Andy Smith, 152 Regiment RLC, Army Reservist.
Well, that was a surprise. I wasn't expecting. Marvellous. Thank you so much to Army Rugby League for that. And yeah, humbling stuff. Well done to Andy.
I've been trying to keep that in, not tell you all thing. It's been killing me, John, but truly deserved, mate. And thank you very much for all you've done, mate.
Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've loved covering rugby league for the Army. And the military, but this is the final moment. Lee, a huge thank you to you today and the rest of the team, and we're going to leave you with the celebrations of the RLC who have won the Lawson Cup for 2026. From me, John Knighton, and the whole of our BFBS sports team, thank you for joining us. Hey, fingers crossed for England tonight. Bye for now.
Over the cars, get out and give 'em that dog. Get out and give 'em that dog. Show out and give 'em that mo. We letting it off wherever the cars.